Remember I told y'all I found some nude pumps, and by nude I mean brown. I'm so excited. It's my first time wearing them. I'm very carefully removing the stickers from Ross Dress for Less so I don't get that weird residue on the bottom of my feet. But look, I was talking to a woman at work today, and we just making small talk, you know. And she's like, you got kids going back to school? And I said, no, ma'am. No, I don't. My kids are grown. My days of PTAs and school supplies and Old Navy jeans are so far behind me, it ain't funny. And she said, oh, well, you got grandkids? And I said, no, ma'am. I don't have any grandkids. And so then she's like, oh, well, you got sons? And I said, actually, no, I have daughters. And then a shock is registered on her face, you know, and I get that. I totally get that. Like, how you got 3 grown girls and no grandkids yet? I'm going to tell you how I did that. You want to know how I did that? I'm going to tell you how I did that. Number one, I explained to my daughters from a very early age that the purpose of sex is to make babies. That's it. The purpose of sex is to make babies. It might feel good in the process sometimes if you get lucky, but at the age where most people start doing the hibbity-dibbity, these little boys don't know what they're doing, and you don't know what you're doing either. And it's not about you. It's barely about you when you're good and grown. Sex starts when a man's dick get hard, and the end when he busts that little weak ass nut. And even the weakest of nuts can leave you with a baby in your belly. And I talked to him about sex in very vulgar terms. They was like, Mama, you be doing too much. Why you gotta be so nasty? I had to be nasty so that they would understand that I knew what I was talking about. When the people around them started being nasty and they're using those same vulgar terms, they're not trying to relate it to hoo-haws and cootie-woos and private parts. No, we talked about pussy. I needed them to know that I knew, because I didn't think my mama knew nothing. My parents were married. I thought my mama went and got us from Walmart. By the time my mama felt comfortable talking to me about sex, I could tell her some shit. I didn't want that for my daughters. Third of all, I explained to them that we lived in poverty because mommy made bad vaginal decisions. Horrible vaginal decisions. I ran off with the first man that said hello to me, had a baby. He went to prison. I had another baby. He went back to prison. I had another baby. Mismanaged the puss. I explained to them what that looked like. I never did that single mama staple, oh, God got us, God's gonna make a way, he gonna work it out. No, you can't go because I don't have money. Why don't I have money? Bad vaginal decisions. Amen. Fourth and finally, I explained to my daughters that I love them more than life itself. And as someone who loves them more than life itself, my home is your home for as long as you desire it to be. You ain't got to pay no bills. This is my house. But the moment you choose to procreate, you on your own. If you get pregnant, you and that broke ass baby gonna have to figure some shit out. And I stood on that and I meant that. And that's why I'm not a grandma. I promise there's no shade.